Melissa Lake. It's Melissa Lake from my bio class, and I'm on the last dissection. Thank goodness. Um, and it is this little baby pig. Um, he's very vacuum packed or vacuum sealed, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of hard. I've been trying to tie down his little ankles. So I tied this little string around his ankles, hoping that I could just like kind of spread him out so I could really cut into him. But he's very stiff, and I don't want to break anything, I guess. So I guess I'm gonna not go with that. But I watched the video that was the video link for the pig dissection that was on this lab, and it looks like that's what the woman had done, that she had kind of like tied its legs down to kind of open it up so she could really cut into it. But I don't know if that's going to work or not. Maybe after I cut into it and I'm not afraid of breaking anything, maybe I'll like put these down so I can see better. But here he is. And I say he because I do believe that it was a male. I saw in the video that you can tell by the bumps that are available just below the anus. And it looks like there are 2 bumps. And from what the woman in that video was super helpful, by the way. I really just wasn't even sure where to start with this. But anyway, and I'm still not sure, so I'm just gonna do my best. Whew, sorry, the smell. I'm a little sensitive to smells, and yeah, I guess it's just the chemicals that are used to preserve anything. They just kind of, have that funky smell. But anyway, so it looks like there are 2 bumps below the anus instead of just the one that's like right below it for the female. So I do believe this was a male. This is a little umbilical cord. Poor thing. I was actually wondering if the lab that supplies the things for dissection, specifically the fetal pigs, do they breed them for these, or are they stillborns? I think I read somewhere or saw in a video maybe that some labs they use just stillborns so that veterinarians or practicing vet students can do dissections and learn more. So I was just wondering if that was the case with this little guy. Just curious. But anyway, so on the outside, just from unwrapping him and opening him up, putting him on the table, it looks like, oh, here's my list. The first one on the list is the nares, which I know is right outside the nostrils, so that should be pretty easy to point out. I guess I'll set him up for this. So the nares are just right outside the nasal cavity. Well, the external nose. And then it says, I think I also saw, yes, I saw tongue on the list, and I wasn't sure if that meant that we were supposed to identify the tongue down where it is at the base, or if this is okay, because his poor little tongue is sticking out. So that is visible there. So that's what we see. I don't eat any kind of pork, and I'm not a big animal eater. I just kind of get grossed out by that kind of stuff. So I gotta say, these dissections are a little tough, but all in the name of science. Oh, he has fur. That surprised me, but his little ears are so cute. I have a French bulldog, and honestly, this little piggy reminds me so much of him. I mean, my French bulldog is alive, but it's very cute. Very cute. Cute little guy. I think male. Okay, So now that we've identified the nares and the tongue, if that counts, I was going to cut into him. And you know, whenever I first unpackaged him, I saw this little cut on his neck, and I'm guessing that's where the chemicals, I'm not sure if chemicals are injected into him to preserve him, or if, I mean, I know, isn't like blood sucked out during the making of preservation of pigs, I think. I'm not really sure how all that works, but anyway, that surprised me at first, but I assume that that's what that is. Um, so, in that video, the lady, the lady made a cut, I think right below the jaw here. Oh, his little chin, so furry. Oh, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. I get where that comes from now. That the three little pigs. Oh my goodness. Wow. I was today 8 years old when I learned that. Cute little chin. So I tried to just cut one long one to see if that would help. Whew. Step back, those smells are just wafting up. Oh goodness. Okay. So I know if I can make this cut and I can either pull the skin from his neck and throw it back or outwards, then I'm going to be able to find the trachea and the larynx. I just have to, best way to go about that. So in that video, she cut on the sides, but actually it stopped and then it jumped to a part where this was all gone, so I didn't really see her take that off. So I'm just gonna do my best. Hope I don't mess anything up. I figured since we're not doing everything in that video that she was doing, that it might be okay. Whew. Yeah, I grew up on a farm and I'm still not used to this. Nope, nope, nope. After all those years, I just don't really have the stomach for it. It just makes me a little nervous. Shoot. I don't want to like butcher him. Oh, I see the bumpy. Okay, I see the little trachea. Okay, let me just get to it. I could just take this part off. Oh goodness, from this angle, his little eye looks like it's almost opened. Oh goodness. Okay, it's okay. Pull that back. My goodness, you have to be a little rough. Okay. So in that video, the woman cuts away at the throat, and there is like a round little, I believe she referred to it as a little bean, which was cute. And she said that that was the larynx, just that little bean. And I believe I have found that the best angle for this. I'm going to make one more long cut up. Okay, so I believe I see the thyroid. It's a butterfly shaped, and I kind of cut into the left, or that would be the right one accidentally. Oh, just hold it up. Oh goodness. There's not really a great way to angle this. I can get that out of the way. Little guy. So I believe this right here is where this finger, well, I guess I should use this. Where this finger, or where this is pointing, believe that is his larynx right there. I know his trachea is gonna be below that. Oof, hair, I put my hair up, but it's still getting in the way. Yeah, I think that's that was his thyroid that I cut into. Yeah, because I see it now. I put the little flop, well, not flop, but the other half of the thyroid back, and it is a little butterfly shaped thing. Oh, cute. Okay. Just gonna right into it. Okay. Yep. So I hit the trachea, which is much tougher. I guess that makes sense since it's supposed to be a tube. And it really has to hold its structure. I guess that just surprised me at first when I really cut into that. Yes, okay, so there's a little opening. Yep. Okay. So I cut into his trachea. What's that called when they have to cut a hole? It's like a emergency. Shoot, I'm gonna have to look that up. But I've seen like not videos, but you know, you hear the stories of like cutting a slit and like putting a pin in there so somebody can breathe. Anyway, I cut into it, and that's what it reminded me of. Where are you? Right? Oh gosh, that's a terrible view. I'd try to hold him closer, but I don't know if I can really lift him up and point at the same time. Now I have to look. Okay. So there is an area that continues to go down. So that's the trachea down in there. Okay. So what next? Lungs. I guess we'll do lungs. Okay. Whew. So I'm trying to cut this off so I can really pull it apart, look into it. Hmm. Oh, sweet little guy. Oh my goodness. I am not doing this well at all. I feel like I'm just butchering him. Very squishy little arm there. Getting this other side is really tough. Oh, I wonder if that side slightly comes out more because it's a little hard is over there. How the heck did I do that so well on this side? And I had such a hard time over here. Okay. Okay, there you go. Okay, yes. So my earlier prediction of whenever I cut him open, I might be able to spread him apart more. That holds true. His little arms are definitely coming apart more now that I've really opened his skin up and I'm digging into these cavities. So let's continue to cut, cut, cut. Wow. It's really spongy in there. Looks weird. Didn't expect it to look like that. Oh my goodness, did I cut into his lung? Oh no. Oof. This looks like pork barbecue. Yeah, wow. Dead ringer. Yeah, it looks like shredded pork barbecue. Okay, what did I do? Okay. So there's an abdominal cavity. I know his little lungs are in there. Just how do I'm just afraid to cut like right down the middle. Oh, goodness. Okay. That's his little breastbones. Very hard. Yeah. Okay. That's not in there, is it? Oh, dang. Okay. What next? Just open you up. I know these lungs are in here. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. That is something else. Oh my goodness. Okay, just gonna take a second. Whew. Oh goodness. Come here, mister. Open up, please. Is that your little heart? It's a very large heart. See some intestines. Okay, so let me just cut down. I have a picture on my phone that's kind of helping me show how to cut. Okay, so I should cut along this way. That way I can pull that back. Okay. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is just crazy. So many layers. My goodness. Oh my god. So sweet. Okay. So the next thing that I was going to identify were the lungs. And I think I cut into them. Shoot. So those were his ribs. I feel them. I know these are his ribs. And this cavity is separated. This is separated from this right here. I think I cut into his lungs. Oh gosh. Well, I guess it's my first time. I don't know if that happens, but let me finish that little incision there. Okay, so I did cut into his lungs, but I see them here, and let me just cut around so I can really give you a better look. Okay. Oof, lots of fluid coming out. Okay, that's okay, that happens, that's normal. Yeah, that is a very fatty tissue, like that lady said in the video. Very squishy, fatty. I thought that I had popped a lung or something, but I was like, you know what, that's not, I mean, a lung isn't just made of just like a little film or anything, so that definitely can't be it. So they are in here. I guess that's good that his lungs are here. Anyway, oh, that was dumb. So they are here, and I did cut into one, but I'm gonna try to make another incision so I can give you a better look. But pulling this apart, I don't know the best way to go about it. It's really his little rib cage that it can't crack into. That sounds terrible. He's not a walnut. He's a pig. But it can't crack into it. So I guess this is what people eat. Ribs. I just don't want to like rip it apart, you know? But this scalpel, I gotta say, not really cutting through that bone very well. Okay, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it because this is taking really long. Okay. Mm. Okay. Mm. Okay. I want to hold him up. Gosh, you haven't been able to see anything. I'm sorry. My hand's just been in the way the whole time. Okay, I'll roll him over to his side. Okay, so this has been my problem for the last few minutes. It's just, this is his rib cage right here, and is that part of his lung? No, it's a lining. So, okay, so this is his lung right here. I can see the different lobes on it. Oh, it's kind of separated. I'm not sure if that's like that naturally or if I messed that up, but this is his lung. If I can. Sorry, that's my dryer washing machine. This right here is his lung. And then what I thought was his lung at first, when I first saw it, when I first cut into it, is his heart. That was a very easy identifier after I realized that wasn't the lung. But yeah, this is his little heart. Oh my goodness. Sweetheart. Right here. See that any better? So lung and heart. In this view, the lung is superior and the heart is right there inferior, just on the side view. Oh man, I should have put my phone up on my light like I did that one lab. That might have been much better. Well, we're here now. I don't want to miss anything, so I guess we'll do it this way. Okay, so his lung and his heart have been identified. That is his right lung. I don't think you need to see both. Oh, well, it says lungs. Okay, well, let me get the other lung then. That's just right over here. Hey, buddy. honestly. Oh my gosh, I think that's that's why. It's probably just because he was vacuum sealed in that bag. So he does look a little squished. So I'll cut a little further. So sorry if I'm not doing this the right way, but I can push him over. This is his left lung. So we saw the right lung earlier, and this right here is his left lung. Well, that's part of it. The rest of it's kind of down in below from where I guess he was laying on his side. Yeah, that's how I took him out. So I guess he was packed up and laying on his side, and some of his organs kind of got squished all in there. But anyway, okay, so we've identified both lungs and the heart in that area. Really hope the tongue counts for just pointing this out since it's sticking out of his mouth. I don't know why I'm afraid he's going to bite me like a snapping turtle. Oh, he has little teeth. Oh, his baby teeth. Then we identify the trachea, the larynx, and thyroid gland. Bonus points. I don't see it on the list. Actually, not really. I went into that by luck, and I cut into it, so I guess I should give points for that. Yeah, it's a little trachea. Yeah, now that I made that deeper incision right there above his lungs and his heart, I can really see the trachea even better. I did cut right into it, just right down the middle, but, well, I can see it better now. Yeah, it's just a little pipe, just a little tube. Wow. So is aorta. Oh, very cool. Very cool. So what is that they inject into them? Because I'm seeing the blue dye around the major. Wow. Yeah. And the blue dye, I see it going down to the stomach. So is that the aorta? Little tongue. Poor guy. Okay, I'm sorry. Leave you alone. Okay, I'm gonna cut you down here. Episiotomy. Well, not really since you're a boy. Yep. He is a boy. He was a boy. His little gonads. Well, what I imagine are his gonads. Poor little thing. Yeah, there's a tissue for it. Something squishy. Okay, I'm gonna do, oh, I just cut the umbilical cord on the inside. Okay. Sorry, I just hit it. Wasn't really ready. Okay. I'm gonna cut this open. Here, cut this over here so I can fold it back. That's what the picture says to do. Yes, so I cut on this side to fold it back and cut on this, well, I cut on this side, then cut on this side and fold it back. So I can really see. Oh my goodness, yes. All those intestines. Wow. Wowee. What a cutie. Okay. Put that down. Now this big thing, you need to look at a diagram to make sure I'm identifying things right. Because obviously these are the intestines, and I believe this thing right here is the liver, but I want to make sure. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that thing that I saw earlier, that was below the heart, below the lungs, that was the diaphragm. It's just that flat looking. Try to show you. Yes, awesome. Okay. So this, right above his stomach, but below his heart and lungs, is the diaphragm. Right there. Very cool. And I just squished something and more blue ink came out. So if it has blue ink in it, because I see some red here too, is that synonymous with veins and arteries, like all of the pictures in the books and online and stuff? I would guess they would make it like that. I would think so. That way you know what you're looking at. Okay, so the gallbladder looks small. I hope I didn't cut into it, because I really just, did a number on this poor little guy. So there's the tissue that separates the abdominal cavity. Wow, very cool. Okay. Oh, what is that? A little flat. Oh! Is that the gallbladder? Oh, I think it is. Because it's a little bulb looking thing with a little, the connection is a little squiggly thing. Did I really get that lucky and just get it just like that? Or am I looking at something different? I think so. Wow. Intestines are wild. Okay, so we've got the nares, larynx, trachea, lungs, diaphragm, tongue, liver, gallbladder, stomach. So, okay. So I'm looking at these intestines and gotta say, I'm having a hard time deciphering what's the small intestine and the large intestine. They're really just bunched up pretty bad. But it looks like the small intestine is going to be superior to the large intestine, and it's going to be on the right side, which makes sense. But honestly, in here, it just all looks bunched up. Yes, so that thing that I saw earlier, it was the gallbladder. That is awesome. Because I was looking at this diagram and it just looks so tiny, and I thought I'm never gonna find that. And I just look over, bam, what is this little tiny thing just right up here kind of by itself? Not by itself, but wow, that's awesome. Okay, so, sorry, little guy. This, I believe, is the little gallbladder. Nice. you learn about this stuff and you kind of learn about them as separate things, as separate entities, but you know that they're connected. You know that they're connected in the body, but you learn about them separately, and I think that just makes it easier to compartmentalize your learning. But then when you go to dissect, it's like, oh, surprise, they're all connected. Remember that? So it's kind of, it's interesting. Interesting. I mean, maybe that was a really dumb comment, but that's my experience. So I thought that that was the liver, but maybe not. I believe that. Am I looking at this right? Because the liver has different lobes, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Okay. Yeah, that is the liver. Awesome. Okay. So this is the liver. And then this right here, kind of below it. Ooh, ooh, I think I just ripped a hole in it. No, I think it's okay. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. He's not going to use it. But this is the stomach. Can tell it's a little cavity. And yep, there is a hole in it. And just sticking this in, and it's, you can see, oh, there it's out again. Okay. So you can see it kind of, you can see it kind of move around. It's that cavity right there. Believe that that's the stomach. Wow, that's awesome. Yes, yes, because the stomach, it's continuing down. Very cool. So this must be the small intestine, or no, that must be the wait. That must be the small intestine, and this area must be the large intestine. Okay, so that's the stomach. Nice. Very cool. Oh, so one thing I haven't seen yet are the kidneys and the little pancreas, but the little pancreas should be right in here, right? Okay, okay, okay. So if I move these intestines, my goodness, there's a lot. Now this, is that an intestine too? So this must be the small intestines. My goodness, what? There's so many. What? Yeah, because the large intestine with the spiral colon, you got squished up in here. Oh, the kidneys are right under there. Let me cut into that real quick. I saw this little shape. Wow. It really does look like a little kidney bean. I got stocked up on kidney beans for the virus because I love kidney beans. Oh, it'll be a while before I eat those again. Very cute. Okay, well, I guess since I just like cut open that'd be the pleura. The pleura. Okay, so this is a terrible view. This juice is just leaking all out. So this right here, this little, you can see that. This little shape, that's the kidney. Well, one of the kidney. Do I have to mention both? It just says kidney, so I guess I'll stick with that. That would be the right kidney. So cute. Oh, adorable. I mean, as adorable as, you know, a fetal pig kidney can be, but okay, what next? Yeah, that liver. Man, I didn't expect that to be so big. But I guess the liver has multiple lobes, so it is pretty big. Wow. Crazy. Okay, so liver, kidney, gallbladder, oh, cute gallbladder, the stomach, and then I know the stomach goes into the small intestines. Oh, what? So I think some fluid is just moving around. So it's super creepy. The intestine was kind of flat, and then it kind of not blew up, but looked engorged, like it was full again. And I think it's just the fluid moving around. But I wasn't ready for that. So that's the kidney on the right. The stomach up above. Okay. What is this? Is it a spleen? Yes, okay. I found the spleen. So there's the lobe of the liver, the stomach, and then the spleen directly inferior to the stomach. Right there. And then another kidney, the left kidney, right below it. I guess I can cut into that to show you. Move that out of the way. A lot of fluid coming out of it as I cut into the lower cavities. So this is the left kidney, right there. Okay. Almost finished. Stomach, spleen. So the pancreas, that's the spleen. So the spleen has a mixture of the red and blue dye, and I'm guessing that's because the amount of capillaries that are in there, because the spleen cleans the blood. I'm guessing that's why it's dotted all over with the pink and red dyes. So where is the pancreas? Okay. I found the pancreas, and it has a texture. It's not the smooth texture, I guess that would be, of the other organs. But it is medial to the body, and it is directly superior of the large intestine. So these, where the stomach led into, I guess I'll point with this, where the stomach led into the small intestines, the pancreas is right in here. You can see that. A lot of intestines. Okay. Okay, what's left? The urinary bladder, we did the heart, we did the aorta, gallbladder, the liver, the stomach, the spleen, small intestine, large intestine. So I think the only thing that's left to identify is the urinary bladder and the rectum. I'll make another incision right here. Little piggy. So this was his undeveloped penile structure. The testes inferior to it. I've made this cut just below it. Should be the rectum cavity. Right there. And where is the bladder? It's a little triangle. Okay. I believe this is the urinary bladder. It's closer to the kidneys than I thought it would be, but maybe that's just because this little pig was vacuum sealed, and like we saw, his lungs were kind of shoved in there, but I believe right here is the last one to identify the urinary bladder. Okay. Nares, larynx, trachea, lungs, diaphragm, tongue, liver, gallbladder, stomach, spleen, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, kidney, urinary bladder, heart, and aorta. So that completes lab number 9, the pig dissection checklist. I have to say, this lab, it kind of grossed me out just because it's a little fetal pig, but it was a really cool lab. I've never done anything like this. I did something small in high school, but it wasn't like this at all, and there were like 5 other partners with me that worked on the lab, so this was pretty nice to be able to have this all to myself so I could really look at everything and go about it in my own way. So it was really cool. But alright, thank you for watching.